On this cigar boxing, man. I'm sitting here in my man cave watching this fight. Oh man, second round knockout to Sergey Kovalev. He beat Shabransky's ass. I mean, zooped his ass. Some say the Crusher is back. It's not too much I could tell from this fight. Shabranskyy had come off of a loss against Sullivan Barrera, who had a good fight against Valera earlier. Man, he whooped his ass. And the thing about it is, I believe that Kovalev, what he does best is he has straight punches. His punches are straight. A lot of fighters don't see his punches coming. They need to give Andre Ward credit for beating Sergey Kovalev. I still think he is the king in the light heavyweight division. And it's a lot of guys who are in this division that I feel are going to give Sergey some competition a little bit, but he is still the man. Anybody else who argues about that, they don't know boxing, man. Simple as that. Sergey Kovalev is the guy to beat. You got Artur Beterbiev, who is the IBF champion. Now you got Sergey Kovalev, who's the WBO champion. You got Adonis Stevenson, WBC. And then you got Dmitry Bulev, who is the WBA champion. So I'm waiting to see what happens, man. The light heavyweight division has a lot of competition. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Congratulations to Sergey. The thing I want to know is how many of you believe that Sergey can become the undisputed champion in the light heavyweight division? That's the question I want to ask. And what do you think of all the Eastern European fighters who are in the division? That's the question. A lot of Eastern European fighters are out right now, and a lot of them have a lot of power and they show a lot of skill, man. Right now, boxing is interesting to me. We got different faces. I'm not going to be disrespectful. I'm not going to be a fanboy towards anybody. Any of y'all got any questions out there? Go ahead, feel free. Put them up, ask the questions. I'm right here with you. The only thing is, as I'm looking here in my man cave, I think it would help Sergey if he spoke English a little bit better, but beyond that, damn, this fight was crucial, man. Andre Ward definitely deserves respect for what he did, but the Crusher is the man to beat at light heavyweight. It's a lot of competition, a lot of good fights are going to be made in 2018 on HBO for this division. My question is, Adonis Stevenson really isn't fighting anybody. What happens to Adonis Stevenson? As he doesn't try to unify any belts in the division, do we give this guy any more credit? Hey, maybe. I think Beterbiev, shouts out to you, Super. I think Beterbiev has better balance than Kovalev to me. Kovalev, his stance is too wide, and he's off balance a lot. But the question I have is, can Beterbiev take the punch of Sergey Kovalev? Because he's been in there with guys that can't punch as well as him. So I don't know. I'm looking at the post-fight interview in my man cave with Sergey the Crusher Kovalev and Max Kellerman, who I think needs to be in the ring doing the interviews. I used to remember Larry Merchant. He wasn't that good. He got a little too old and wily. What's next for Sergey? Are we going to get unification bouts? Some of these guys need to promote themselves out there so they get in the limelight. If you're wondering what this light is behind me, it's my projector in my man cave. So, you know, I got the fight posters and everything behind me, and that's what you're seeing. Shoot any question you have, because I'm right here just to kind of show you what my man cave looks like. Let me put this up here. Let me show you the screen real quick. That's my screen in my man cave right there. I just got the lights on so you can see me, but I got a pretty big picture. You see the garage and stuff there. Zone, what's up, man? I see your zone. I'm sitting in the man cave zone. What do you think, man? Light heavyweight got some contenders right now. You just chilling? Yeah. I think I want to see an undisputed champion in the light heavyweight, man. I think Kovalev can do it, or I agree, I think Beterbiev will do it. Adonis Stevenson needs to make the fights. I'm not going to accept Adonis Stevenson not fighting anybody anymore. I'm not going to tolerate that. Hopefully we got all these different champions so we can get undisputed champion or unified champion in this division. Where you got a welterweight, you got champions who are trying to unify the division, or just like you had, yeah, exactly. Just like you had with Terrence Crawford, who unified the division. I see some of y'all talk about other fighters like Limpinets and stuff like that, but the thing is, the point is, he unified and became the undisputed champion. Now I want to see this happen in every weight division where they're fighting the best. They're not sugarcoating it and dancing around opponents. Yeah, you're right. I know he beat him in the amateurs. Now it's a pro level. My thing is, when I look at the opponents, Beterbiev, I don't know if the fight's going to be made, but Beterbiev is with the PBC. I don't understand why Beterbiev and Adonis Stevenson haven't fought each other. That's the thing. And same thing right now. Can that fight be made with other fighters who are on HBO right now? Can we get, Pirov fight? Can we get, a fight with some of these other fighters? How's it going to be made between the PBC and HBO? I mean, it's been made before with some PBC fighters and some HBO fighters. Yeah, I agree. That fight will be made, hopefully. Because I'm not, from Kathy Duva, I'm going to be honest, I'm not accepting Kovalev fight. No more scrubs after this. Kovalev, he needs to get in the ring, I think, with Sullivan Barrera and Dimitri, maybe. Beterbiev, he needs to fight Stevenson. Can we get that fight? That's what I want to see. PBC, that would be a big fight if they advertise for it, especially with the fight style that Beterbiev has and the knockout record he has against Adonis Stevenson. I'm tired of Adonis Stevenson fighting, garbage men and, carpenters and all this stuff. He needs to fight somebody that's going to give him a challenge. And fight somebody to try and unify the belts, because you got two guys that can unify the belts in this fight. If you watched this telecast from the top to the bottom, you had a good fight with Gamboa and Sosa, and I still feel that Sosa won the fight. I think the judges had it wrong. Just give it to Sosa. Gamboa, he had the bigger name, so he got that fight. Barrera put on a very, very good fight against Valera, and he beat his ass. Let me tell you something. Doesn't think he wants that smoke. I agree, man. I think you have to come to the conclusion as of late in the past 2 to 3 years that Stevenson is scared. Stevenson missed his opportunity, man. Stevenson needs to have better fights. And he needs to get outside of Canada and make these fights happen. I want to see him on other networks. I would give Adonis Superman. I would call him Superman instead of Doodoo Man right now, because he's not making any fights, man. I'm tired of that shit, man. Pardon my language, though. I'm tired of that, man. He doesn't make competitive fights. I don't know what y'all do, but when I watch fights or I watch any type of sport, I want to see competitive matchups. I don't want to see Adonis Stevenson fighting a tomato can. I want to see him in there against somebody. And plus, he's held the WBC belt the longest. So he needs to unify the division. So let me say again, congratulations to Sergey Kovalev. Regardless of what you think of him, I'm just talking about boxing. Sergey Kovalev, he's had his issues, but the man can punch, the man can fight. Let me tell you, right now in the division, I know some of y'all are talking about Beterbiev. His fight style poses a serious threat to Sergey Kovalev. But Sergey Kovalev does have the straighter punches out of the two. So I'm really interested to see how this division turns out. Because remember, there hasn't been an undisputed champion since Roy Jones Jr. And that's like 2002, 2003. And before that, it was Michael Spinks, and before that was, Bob Foster. So, it's been a minute since we've had an undisputed heavyweight champion. Well, back then, before 2007, he only had 3, and then he gave up his belts. Yes, I agree, Zone. But you got to consider, by rules, he was undisputed. But he didn't hold on to it long. I agree. The true undisputed champion before that was Spinks, and the other one before that was definitely Bob Foster. Bob Foster, to me, is the best light heavyweight of all time. All time. I would love to debate somebody about Bob Foster. Yeah, I agree. Roy, the division when Roy was at the light heavyweight division was garbage. So, I give it to Archie, but I'm a fan of Bob Foster and his style. Archie Moore, he took on fights he really didn't need to take on. I really like Bob Foster as one of the best. I don't count Bernard Hopkins as one of the best light heavyweights, as some of y'all say. But Archie Moore and Bob Foster have got to be the best to me. I mean, Archie Moore fought a lot more, and plus he fought heavyweight. Archie Moore was all over the place with his weight. I just feel that, Archie fought a lot longer than he should have, but he was one of the best. Him and Bob Foster are the best light heavyweights of all time. But I'm a fan of Bob, so, But what's next in the light heavyweight division? Who do you think should be the next matchup? Yeah, I like Roy, but I don't think Roy would beat Bob Foster. In their primes, I think Bob Foster would beat him. I know some of y'all think I'm a crackhead for saying that, but, if I'm a fan of a fighter, I'll tell you. I just think there's such a power difference between Bob Foster in his prime and Roy Jones. Yes, he would. He would beat Roy. I'm telling you, he would destroy Roy Jones. He would beat Antonio Tarver as well. So, way too much power. I agree. Is the Crusher truly back, ladies and gentlemen? Is he back with what he showed today, or you kind of take it so-so? And the only reason I say that is because Shabranskyy came off of a loss. I don't think he's a great challenger. He lost to Barrera, and if you watched that fight, you knew right then. I believe he's back to a certain degree, but I think that the atmosphere at light heavyweight is a lot rougher now. Before Andre Ward had all them belts, now he has to go through all these guys to collect those belts again, and it's going to be some rough matches for him. I do not believe Adonis Stevenson is going to fight anybody. Adonis Stevenson doesn't fight often enough right now. Adonis Stevenson, y'all need to be on him right now out there in YouTube, Boxing Nation, all you guys out there, you really need to be on him. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. But Adonis Stevenson, y'all need to be on him, because there's no reason at this point, he has not had a unification bout. That's my question right now. It's been too long, no unification bout with him. Because right now, any champion in that division would have tried to have a unification bout. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me see. Can you hear me? My volume's all the way up. You should be able to hear me. But unification bout. Why has Adonis Stevenson held that WBC light heavyweight championship belt hostage for this long? My next video is definitely going to be on him not having a unification bout, because I don't think Adonis Stevenson's the best light heavyweight right now. But we do need to talk about that and him not having a unification bout. You got other guys out here having unification bouts, but you don't give them the credit. Adonis Stevenson gets zero credit from me. Zero. He's had the WBC belt since what? 2014? That he took from Chad Dawson. Is it 2014? He's had the belt the longest, and this guy has not had a unification bout. How come we not discussing that? But Kovalev, hopefully we get another one. Yeah, exactly. He's trying to have another fight with Fonfara 3. Wasn't that ridiculous? I don't understand why they even had a Fonfara 2. I mean, and Fonfara probably took a big pay cut to even get that damn fight, man. I don't understand that. Seriously. As a boxing fan, I don't want to see Adonis Stevenson fight his type of opponents. The thing that I will say about the light heavyweight division with all the champions now, everybody has an exciting fight style except for Adonis Stevenson. He may have a few knockouts here and there fighting tomato cans, but he does not have a exciting fight style. Even with him being a southpaw, and I think that he's gotten lucky in some of his fights, if you watch him, his fight style is not anything that's going to contend with some of the guys that are in the division right now. He should have took a shot and tried to fight Andre Ward, even though I think Andre Ward would have beat him. So, I'm not going to keep this long. It's 16 minutes so far. So, y'all tell me what y'all think about the heavyweight division, and what do you think about the Crusher? The Crusher is back.